Right, so I'm feeling better. A little bit. And we're back. How you doing, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the developer update, September 2020 for DBD. Been out of it for a bit because I was sick for a week, basically like 7 days. So, just trying to catch up. First of all, I want to address the elephant in the room, the Blight's buff. Basically, like the Demogorgon, now he can just rush into pallets and break them. I think it's like a 2-second stun. I haven't had proper time to test it because there's already a breaking pallets shadow nerf as well. I don't think it's a shadow nerf. I think it's unintentional. I think it was a bug. But yeah, it's supposed to take 2.6 seconds to break him. Everyone's saying that it's about 3.2. I agree. I've tried it myself. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with that. Let's get into this developer update on GimmsRant. Welcome to the September developer update. A series of... Alright, you don't need to go on about yourself. Chapter 16 review. While the upcoming mid-chapter, we are kicking off new initiative to review the previously released chapter. I'm not reading this massive essay that it takes them 5 years to get to. Basically, from now on, when a chapter releases, the next mid-chapter update, they're going to look at all changes to balance everything out from the previous chapter. Right? That was easier to say than all this. The executioner changes. This is the first one that I have massive gripes with. I have a lot of issues with this update, by the way. From watching Pyramid Head matches over the past few months, we have noticed that many people will opt to only use his Punishment of the Damned attack at pallets and windows. Yeah. Do you know why? It's because there's a ridiculously long lag time or wait time between activating your ability and the survivor's reaction time. If you use it out in the open consistently, you're going to lose the match, devs. Moving on. Where the survivor is locked into the interaction and unable to attempt to dodge the attack. Oh, diddums. To address this and make gameplay more dynamic... Love your power words, guys. We are making 2 changes. Dynamic has always had a reputation, by the way, I've mentioned this before, to make it harder for the killer. So, dynamic means make harder for the killer. Let's see what they have to say. Increasing the delay after cancelling rights of judgment before Pyramid can attack. The reason for this change is to add a downside to cancelling your power to each pallet or window. This has nothing to do with that, really. What they're doing is they don't want you to zone anymore with him. So, this is a massive nerf, just in case people will go back to the word dynamic. Massive nerf. So basically now there's a cancellation, a longer wait time between cancelling your power and not committing to hitting that, long range attack that they don't want you to use anymore as counterplay to loops. Survivors gets a small window to avoid an attack similar to Huntress or Demogorgon. This is dumb. This bit's dumb. 2. Decreasing the delay after attacking the punishment of the damned. Decreasing the delay after attacking. Right, so there's going to be less of a... Decreasing the delay after attacking. Right, so you can keep flinging it now. You can do it more, so there's less of a delay. That's interesting. So that's a buff. Missing an attack but punching the damned can feel very punishing. Oh, the irony. Oh, God. Oh, God, cringy. The cooldown after attacking is fairly long, which gives the survivor a lot of time to gain distance. I do agree. That does kind of address this above issue, not going to lie. Where you're guaranteed a hit, while not aiming to make the executioner stronger or weaker overall, but rather to address some of the frustrations on both sides. This is just the frustrations on survivor's side, by the way. They don't like it that he can do things at pallets and loops, and that he does have counterplay to, things like God Pallet and stuff like that. Can somebody tell me here the counterplay to God Pallet? There isn't any. The killer's forced to break the pallet. Yeah? Fucking hell. New killer, survivor. Perk changes. This is where I'm going to absolutely lose my fucking shit, but let's get into it. We are happy to see that some of the perks from Chapter 16 have found their way to people's regular lineup and niche builds. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a niche build, that's all. However, there are 3 that we'd like to revisit. Trail of Torment. We erred on the side of caution when releasing this perk. If the killer is undetectable too often, it can easily become overwhelming and start to overshadow actual stealth-based killers. After watching it play out, we are comfortable with giving Trail of Torment a buff. The undetectable status effect will now remain active until the marked generator stops regressing, or until a survivor is put into the dying state by any means. That's alright. You still highlight a gen yellow though, so it's kind of dumb. This creates an interesting dynamic where the survivors, this won't be used. Forced Penance. Forced Penance has some interesting applications, but the duration seems to be a little low to get much use out of the broken status effect. We are increasing the duration by 20 seconds. Yeah, this perk sucks. When you hit someone, they're broken, so then you just hit them again and then down. So there's no, this perk doesn't make sense to me at all. You still have to hit him twice. Weird. Blood Pact. Sorry for being sick. Blood Pact's haste effect is nice to have, but did not last long enough to see much use. We are scrapping the duration for the haste effect and instead making it last indefinitely until the two survivors no longer than 60 minutes reach of each other. Haste is 9. Right, so haste is like what? It's not much, is it? It's like 7%, something like that. That's interesting. I don't really care. I'm not going to use it. It's not going to be in the rotation. I don't know what they're going on about. Alright, this is where we start getting there. On the subject of perks, we have also prepared a package of perks updates for the mid-chapter. Like the perks mentioned above, we'll go through all of the short explanation of each one. Any means necessary. Cooldown, reduce cooldown to 60 seconds. It was 120. Added a score event for resetting a pallet. Yeah, this will never be used, even still. Loops are still not balanced, in my opinion, fully where I'd like to see it personally as an individual player. This is a good perk. I love the idea of any means necessary to be able to put pallets back up. But killers nowadays, we're in a world now where we break the pallet, where getting rid of the loop or getting rid of a part of the loop is much more feasible, much more viable for the killer. So dropping a pallet and then 60 seconds cooldown, that's great. I think that's a welcome change personally, because I think the perk has merit, but not in this current climate. It doesn't have merit, so this is not going to matter. This is another perk that we erred on the side of caution when releasing. Resetting pallets can be a game changer, and we wanted to make sure it would not get out of hand. It certainly didn't, because yeah. Upon review, we were comfortable decreasing the cooldown to 6 seconds. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cruel limits. Increased radius to 32 meters. Yeah, cruel limits, Demigorgon. There were concerns of cruel limits being overbearing when the... Literally no one uses it ever. But it turned out to be a non-issue. We are increasing the range to 32 meters from 24. Yeah, it's not going to matter. No one cares about cruel limits. For the people. Added a score event for using for the people. So it should be. That's fine. Mindbreaker. Increased duration of the exhausted status effect. It's just not strong enough. It's never going to be used. It's great that they've increased it by a few seconds across the board. It's not going to matter. Slippery meat. Remove bear trap escape chance. That's interesting. I would have kept it personally. Like, what's the chances of you getting trapped by the trapper? There's like 21 killers now. Added increased chance to self-unhook. Oh, that's cool. Superman has found its way into some niche builds, but it's one of the few perks that back in the day that affects one killer more than others. Yeah. Increasing your odds of escaping from bear traps. This is something we've moved away from recently, so we will be removing the increased bear trap escape chance from this perk. Even though it's got a picture of a fucking... whatever. Thanatophobia. This is where I've got fucking massive issues. This is where it starts to really piss me off. Removed heal speed penalty. Fuck. Increased penalty on other actions. They're trying to dress this up from one of my favorite perks in the game, Thanatophobia, but it's not going to be good. So they've removed the heal speed penalty. So you can just heal at normal speed now. That's fucking devastating. But they've increased the penalty on other actions. I love this. Other actions. They haven't actually said on progression with like gens and stuff like that. It could be anything. God knows. But it's not going to be a massive increase. It's not going to be big enough to make up for this. This is disgusting. Nobody asked for this change. This literally has just come. Thanatophobia is meant to encourage the survivors to heal in order to avoid the penalty from the perk. However, it currently reduces healing speed as well. creating a lose-lose situation no matter what the survivors do. Survivors are never in a lose-lose situation, guys. Jesus Christ. I'm just being very bitter today. This prevents us from making the perk stronger, as it would quickly get overbearing. Fucking hell. To address this, we remove... to address this, because we don't know how to do anything apart from nerf it, we are removing the reduced healing speed from this perk, but increasing the action speed... Okay, so they actually say it here. Okay. Action speed penalty to compensate. Yeah, I bet you are. Bet it's going to be like a 2% or something bullshit. Keep your eye on this one, guys. This is not going to be a satisfactory ending. We're going to live forever. Add new ways to get tokens. Good. We're going to live forever. I wish was used more. It's good. Add an increased healing spins when healing a dying survivor. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that makes sense. They should do that. We're going to live forever is often seen as a survivor equivalent to barbecue and chill. Yeah, it is. But lacking a secondary like the ladders are revealing. Yeah, I agree. It should be up to barbecue's level. I do agree. It can also cause survivors to compete for unhooks. That's true. Leading to people rushing it for hook states before it's safe. That's true. Why do they always get the survivor shit down pat? By adding additional... Does no one understand how killers work in that fucking company? By adding additional ways to get tokens, we hope to reduce the competition between survivors. Yeah, that'd be nice. The secondary effect gives the perk more use within the trial. Yeah, I totally agree with this. This is all good stuff. This is all good stuff. Technician. Increased the chance to prevent an explosion to 100%. This is good. This is really good. Blood, you guys get your survivor shit down pat. Like, I'm actually happy with the changes. It should. Technician sucks. It should prevent it from 100%. Add an increased penalty to missed skill checks. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, whatever. It's not going to get used anyway. Technicians is designed as a perk to help newer players. Yeah, and those who struggle with skill checks. There is, however, a random aspect to it as to whether or not the generator explosion will be prevented. It is more consistent and play more into the learning tool aspect. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we get it. New players. All right, gotcha. Here we go. Pop goes the weasel. Decrease the time the perk stays activated to 45 seconds. All right. I've got two things I want to talk about. We'll read this first, though. Originally, Pop Goes the Weasel had a 30-second cooldown, which felt too short to get much use out of it. We later increased this to 60 seconds. Okay. This felt much better to use, but it wound up being a little too lenient and allowed killers to find and kick a generator at their leisure. Yeah, I agree with that. I do. Often after chasing and downing a different survivor. Yeah, it's true. To add some urgency. Urgency is a great power word, but you guys fucking suck, so I'm just going to take that away from you. Back into the perk. We are splitting the difference and changing the time to 45 seconds at tier 3. We are changing the time to 45 seconds at tier 3. This way, you'll have enough time to get to the generator you want to kick, but you'll want to kick the generator before committing to a chase and another survivor. I get what they're saying. What they're saying is at 60, so you've hooked a survivor, you got 60 seconds now to pop a gen. They want you to use the perk but commit to its use. So I've hooked somebody, they were at that gen, say I've got barbecue and chili and I can see that they're on a gen that's nearly done. I'm going to go run over there, pop it, and do that within a certain amount of time. I think they're getting hung up on that too much. That's great that it's 60 seconds. That's great that it's 45 seconds. Honestly, it's a nerf, but it's not going to affect me at all. I don't know how people fuck this up. But what I would have done if I was behavior, and especially the current climate and what they're dealing with right now, I would have just left it. Just for now, I would have left it. You've got 2 nerfs, big ones. The rest don't matter. I don't care about the rest of these perks, by the way. The rest of these killer perks don't matter to me, and the fact that they're trying to make them matter in such a small way means they won't matter either, like going forward. It won't matter. But they'll chuck it on the pile of things we've done correctly list, and it won't get looked at in the future. They'll just be like, well, we buffed it, blah, 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 blah. Thanatophobia, that was terrible. I don't know why they did that, and no one asked for it. And now, Pop Goes the Weasel, even though it's a 15-second, decrease in time, it won't matter to me. It probably won't matter to most people, most good killers, but I wouldn't have done it just because the spotlight's on you for hating on killers right now. It was a very stupid PR move in terms of how your company is run. Wouldn't have done it. Moving on. Perk Rarity Simplification. This I like. A lot of people don't. I do. Keeping with the theme of perks, a small change, but a noteworthy one nonetheless. All perks will now share the same rarities based on their tiers. Yes, so it should have been. Currently, tier 3 perks can either be rare or very rare. In other words, they're going on about it. In other words, there's 3 colors, yeah? It's yellow, green, and purple for perks. They're all at level 3 now, just going to be purple, 2 green, 3 yellow. Or 1 yellow, 2 green, 3 purple. I don't know why I confused myself there. So it should be, like, it's just shit how at level 3 some perks are green. I have a little bit of OCD, so this is good for me. A lot of people are annoyed with it because they think there should be, like, different colors with the rarity of how good a perk is or whatever. I think just make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Right. Graphics update, Macmillan Estate. They have confirmed that it is finished and done, and it'll be available in the next PTB, which is September 29th, next Tuesday, which is cool. So, no, this Tuesday, sorry, because I am recording this currently on Sunday afternoon. So, yeah, this concludes the September edition of the developer update. All the changes mentioned above will be available for testing in the PTB and stream starting Tuesday, 29th. We look forward to seeing you on the... yeah, cool. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts and opinions on the developer update. Honestly, some of those changes are good. It is definitely cleaning things up. I'm interested to try the Pyramid Head. I'm not super happy with what the direction they're going with him. I want stats, numbers, and figures on Thanatophobia. I hope it's there. And I just want to just test the things on the PTB on Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully I feel a lot better because I want to give it a good stream next week because I haven't been able to stream this week, currently, technically, because I've been really sick with the flu. But yeah, hopefully I'm much better by Monday, tomorrow. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed GimmsRant. It's a bit of a long one, this one, isn't it? Wow, 17 minutes. Jesus Christ. Sorry for going on about it. I guess it is a rant. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the PTB. All right, guys. Have a good one.